Ladies and gentlemen, I have returned with a new topic. Now, last video I spoke of not everyone is gonna be king. YouTube isn't gonna stay king. A Pacific YouTuber is never gonna stay king. A certain video game will never stay king. And movies most definitely will never remain king, no matter what your personal preference is for that movie. Now, let's talk about comics. I've collected a few over the years, and I've tried my hardest to get some, but keep in mind I'm broke, so I can't get that many. It'd be hard out here. Niggas, there is like no comic book shops by me whatsoever. In Alabama, I can't find Mobile, Alabama. I can't find like a single one. Moving past this, American comics has taken an extreme downturn when it comes to comic books. And at current moment, manga is the king of anime. Now, manga is the king of anime due to character developments, the art style of which there are multiple kinds, which you can go from the cute to the action and sometimes, in my personal opinion, the ugly. Some mangas do kind of have that ugly style, but some people prefer it in a horror, gruesome comic book with a good story. That is by all means a personal preference, not my own opinion. Moving past this, comic books was to be known as this great, amazing thing. But there's a main reason why I'm talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. There is this new comic book called I Am Not Starfire. I am not Starfire. Yeah, you are not Starfire. You look like the generic big fat cock. There is no way that abomination came from Starfire. I know that's mean and everything, but there is no way that thing came from Starfire. Bruh, that is the reason why DC Comics is literally dying. I don't want to hear from nobody else saying DC Comics is not dying, brother. I don't want to hear none of that. DC Comics is dying because they keep putting out trash like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this goes along for Marvel too, with the Captain Marvel comic books and what's her name? You got Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Those comics, oh my god, those things. And sometimes they're drawn ugly. Like, I know I can't draw, but wow, they gave this woman like a pig, ugly abomination nose. Good God. Ladies and gentlemen, American comics has gone down in quality. I remember looking at comic books back when I was younger, and now that I look at them, I'm like, where's the quality has truly gone? And you can tell with manga, the quality is there. It always appeals to the audience of how good the book is. It could even have an ugly art style that you don't agree with, but you can be dang well sure that it looks better than an American comic books. It's got that quality. And I believe that American quality has gone down, mostly because they keep listening to, not for the culture war, but Twitter and Hollywood. I believe that most of our stuff really shouldn't stay over there because it has become a real messed up place over there. Jesus Christ. But it appears that people have been placing their own OCs, their own personal characters themselves into comic books dealing with certain characters. And while that may be okay for your own, if you want to make your own stuff, that's fine. But when you literally take Batman and turn him black, okay, Bruce Wayne has always been right. Especially that Gotham High, they turned Batman into an Asian dude and Alfred gay. Alfred didn't even do relationship. His life basically was for Bruce. Like, God, why? Oh my. I saw a moment of Gotham High, and I don't even understand why they made that. That's for. Who even asked for some of these comics to end up like this, ladies and gentlemen? There's no reason for this to even be made or thought of to be going down this path. There is no reason whatsoever to change, to switch up, to do whatsoever. Now, There is one thing in DC that I do love. I adore this, and they better not ever change it, or I'm telling you, I am done with DC forever. They need to make a movie out of a specific comic book that is inside of this little universe. It is called DC Dark Metal. I love these comics. These comics do not play around. These comics have actual character developments. They are freaking amazing. They are drawn well. This is like the only slimmer of hope for American comics. I am being 100% with you. And it appears that Marvel is also going down a similar path, because we've been seeing similar little bits and teases. And even in their announcement, they showed a zombified Captain America. Marvel's Zombies has been resurrected, ladies and gentlemen. I listened to the entire comic book from Comicstorian, and I like where it's going. It's a very nice comic. It seems to be going down the correct path. I know DC did the whole zombies thing, and I'm waiting for that and seeing how that's going to go, but I'm also seeing how DC Metal's going. It appears that most of the things that is getting the spotlight right now are where the superheroes take their gloves off. And by all means, DC has always been that way, where you can always take the gloves off, you know, at certain moments, at certain times, in certain universes, but most of the time it's the generic yada yada this and yada yada that. Moving past this and looking more precisely into the Hollywood and people putting their own selves into comics, they have a non-binary Flash. I don't know who asked for this, but there is no reason whatsoever. I don't get this. I don't understand. Nobody asked for this. You don't. Okay, first of all, I don't have to like stop this and speak to you really from myself. If you need to see yourself in a comic book, that is honestly sad. That is depressing. If your life sucks this much to the point where you need to see yourself exactly in that comic book, doing some good things, having a life, or overcoming some obstacles, that is absolutely terrible. Like the woman who wrote I Am Starfire, the daughter of Starfire, oddly enough, or a coincidence, air quote, looks exactly like the author, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. And one of the many quarrels she has, ladies and gentlemen, is that she walked out on her SATs. Man, get out of here with that. I don't understand you people. I'm lost. I'm confused. I remember the one thing Batman had to overcome was trying not to kill people. And even then, when you be playing these video games, you be looking at it like, he killed him. He's dead. There is no way this man is not dead. This man got shot with a tank. He is dead, ladies and gentlemen. There's been a time when Batman lost his mind. There's been times where Superman would end up losing the ones he loved and would go and turn into a tyrant. Or the Red Russian Superman. Ladies, there are so many different ways you could have looked at this, and instead they just went down the crapper. Now, Star Wars, and yes, you know I love Star Wars. Star Wars has some great comics. Legends, they have amazing comic books. Again, Kathleen Kennedy decanonizing all of that because they were too lazy to get something that was already made and then just film it. Okay? You need Dave Filoni and the others to come in there and save your butt. Whatever. The Star Wars comics now, they're good. Okay, if you look at it, moving forward, Star Wars comics have been good. They've always been good, in my humble opinion. They've always had a quality of a moderate standard. They're not like manga. Manga has been holding that title. It's gonna hold that title for a while too, especially with them showing anime. I mean, with them having anime that basically tells everybody, hey, if you want to know what really goes on, or you want to know some specifics that goes on inside the book, go buy the manga. Comic books, movies are made off of comic books. They're supposed to be made off of comic books, in my opinion. And that's what go and get those comic books get sold. So the fact that they had, alright, let's say this, they had Infinity War. They could have had so many extra snippets and important parts and whatnot all up in there. And they could have put some stuff, some minor, not just some minor stuff, but also character development. Why this character could have did this in their mental state. They could have put that in a comic book. Had it in a comic book, so comic books would have sold. You should have followed anime's example. Or you could, like in my humble opinion, I'll talk about DC Metal, Batman Who Laughs. Give this man a movie and tell people to go out and buy his comics, and I guarantee you they will. Every time I show somebody Batman Who Laughs, they go out and they see it. They get the little free stuff. They go and check it out. It looks great. It's amazing. I love it. I'm gonna just end this here, right at the 10-minute mark. If you want to finish watching the rest of the gameplay, by all means you can. But manga is beating American comic books. Web novel is okay for right now, but I don't know where that falls in. That's its own bracket, and it's doing extremely well. One, because it's free, which is good. They also have ads and stuff on there, but yeah, it's free. It's free. If it's free, it's for me. People enjoy that free mentality, and they get an update every week. Sometimes the author has to take a break. We understand, but they're good stories. You can go in there and go to Unordinary, Anti-Stalker, Dragonhook. That was an old one. It don't get updated no more, but I freaking love Dragonhook. There's a lot of comic books and webtoons that, quite frankly, should even get more, that do get more recognition than these DC and Marvel comic books. Ladies and gentlemen, American comic books are done. They're done. They're done. You can come at me and say, no, it's not. They're surviving. I don't want to hear none of that. Shut up. They're done. They're done. Manga has now taken the helm. It's king for right now. Who knows? Maybe webcomic will take it over when it's done and all said and done. It's free. It's online. They can get it anytime they want. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Until then. Peace.